What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about our top 10 attainable-ish point guards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, I want to start with what this term means, and then we'll go from there. Now, I decided to do attainable as no invincibles, no GOAT cards, because all of them are super expensive outside of the ones that you've been able to get for free via the event. So, for example, Klay Thompson is going to be in this video. Manu Ginobili could be in this video. He's not going to, but you could have Manu Ginobili in this video as well. So if a card has been free in the past, they obviously can be in this video. But again, that's not necessarily guaranteeing it to them. And again, guys that could, be in here that aren't in here are guys like Jason Richardson, guys like Dominique Wilkins, guys that are good. But again, it's just hard for me to get everyone on here. So it's a tough video to do. Most of these cards actually are going to be free. Now, we're going to start off at number 10 with Boris Diaw. I like Boris Diaw for a card that, is relatively inexpensive. What, 10,000, 8,000 MT? I like what Boris Diaw is going to give you. 6'8" at that point guard position. Gonna knock down shots, gonna play solid defense. He's just gonna be a guy that can hold it down for you. There's nothing too spectacular about Boris Diaw, but he is gonna do what you need him to do on the floor. And I mean, as long as he can do that, I think it's tough to really hate Boris Diaw and a ton. So I am gonna have him in here at number 10. It's not me saying Boris Diaw is the means to everything, but he is gonna be a really solid option for you guys at that point guard position. At my number 9 is Invincible Gary Payton. This card was free in the event. If you did grind it out and got Gary Payton, you got a really good point guard. The thing for me, the tough part with Gary Payton is the fact that he is only 6'4". If Gary Payton was a little bit taller, I'd probably hype the card up slightly more, only being 6'4". It's really kind of tough to do, but he is going to be a pure bucket getter at that point guard position, and since he is an invincible, he is going to do a lot of, of things on the court. Even if he is undersized, defensively, he's at least going to be able to hold it down because his stats are going to be nearly perfect. So for me, I do have to find a way to put Gary Payton in here. Obviously, if you don't have Gary Payton and didn't get the card for free, he's not a card I necessarily recommend you guys going and splurging on, right? Going and getting on the auction house. If you got him for free, really solid option. At my number 8, we're plugging in 100 overall Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Literally, all you have to do for Shai is go to the locker code section of the game and type in a locker code for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, it can't get simpler than that, right? You go and do that. You've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I think is really solid. I even think he's better than like the pro pass Kyrie Irving if you are running him. I think Shai really tough to kind of pass up on. He was honestly a month ago my point guard or playing point guard for me. Obviously, as things have developed as time has went on, my squad's got better and better. But Shai is still a really solid, just kind of hold it down type of point guard. He's not going to do anything too crazy, but he is going to hold it down for you guys. Play solid defense, knock down shots, just do what he needs to do on the court. At my number 7, we are plugging in 100 overall Jimmy Butler. And I know people are going to, clown me and say, what, Ty, like you gas Jimmy Butler for no reason. I think Jimmy Butler's fine. Like offensively, he's not necessarily going to be perfect, but he can be like that secondary ball handler. He's going to knock down shots. Defensively at 6'7", he's going to be just fine as well. I don't get why people hate on Jimmy Butler, and people do hate on Jimmy. I mean, people genuinely do. I don't know why. I don't know what people have against Jimmy Butler, but for me, he's an all-around point guard on this game. Like, I don't think the card offensively is going to be like the best offensive point guard in the game, but I do think he does enough to deserve some hype that he does get. So I'm going to have Jimmy Butler in here at number 7, and if you are looking for like a defensive-minded primarily, point guard, Jimmy Butler is going to be a solid option for you guys. Heading in here at my number 6, we do have the new Jalen Rose card. Like, a little different than Jimmy, because I think Jimmy offensively is going to be slightly better. But Jalen Rose is going to be 6'8". He's going to be able to knock down shots. And similar to Jimmy, going to be able to play a lot of defense. Like, Jalen Rose is a card that, is, 70,000 MT at this stage. Not super cheap. And so if you have Shai, I don't, necessarily even recommend getting him. But I do like what Jalen Rose just can give you as far as like a defensive standpoint of like being able to switch 1 through 4. As long as somebody doesn't have like Wemby at the 4, he's going to be able to switch 1 through 4. Going to be able to play solid defense. Going to be able to knock down open shots. Like, as far as Jalen Rose is concerned, I do like the card. At my number 5, we're plugging in Cazzie Russell. Now, You could honestly, while looking at my list, have Cazzie Russell. In my opinion, I'm trying to think where I'd like what the max you could have him. Like, I think you could have Cazzie Russell all the way up to maybe number 3 on my list. I think from a pure offensive standpoint, it's kind of tough to beat what Cazzie does give you, right? His ability to create his own shots, knocks down shots, plays solid defense. I think those types of things for Cazzie Russell are tough to beat. I know he's not necessarily the tallest point guard on the game, but I feel like because he is 100 overall, basically perfect stat-wise, perfect badge-wise, he holds it down decently enough. Again, not going to be like your best player in the game, but he is going to hold it down enough for you guys, whereas if you are in need of a point guard, Cazzie Russell has been really good. You know, even for me on my No Money Spent Squad series, he is better than a guy like 100 overall Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I really do like. So if you got Cazzie Russell, even if you got him out of, let's say, 100 overall locker code, a really solid card. Coming in at my number 4, we have Invincible Devin Booker, another basically locker code in one challenge card, right? If you grinded, you know, or typed in the locker code, grinded the short, what is it, a 5-minute challenge, you get into Invincible Devin Booker, who is so good on this game. Like, even on my No Money Spent, he is still, I do believe, my starting point guard. Now, obviously, again, not going to be the best point guard in the game, but as far as like attainable-ish point guards, he's tough to beat. And until you get, you know, the elites of the elites and all these GOAT cards, I mean, Devin Booker is up there at that point guard position as far as like invincibles are concerned. So I really do like Devin Booker. Obviously, as times went on, and we'll talk about it, there have been cards that have become more attainable, available that I like more than D-Book. But from, you know, his D-Book leaner, which isn't the worst, to his catch and shoot release, to his dribble 6, I think Devin Booker is really solid. Obviously, as times went on, we've got better and better cards. Can't be any higher than, in my opinion, number 4. At my number 3, we have Invincible SGA. I feel like the community is split on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Some people really like the card. Some people really don't like him. For my limited sample size with Shai, very limited, I think the card is solid, right? I don't think he's, you know, the best point guard in the game. I don't even think he was ultimately worth the grind. But Shai is really solid, and if you've grinded it out, he could be your point guard for the last month or so. Like, Shai is still a really solid point guard on this game. Can't really hate a whole ton on him. I just don't think you can gas him as being like your best available point guard at this stage. Card still is really good. If you've got Shai, you've got a really good point guard for you guys. But even like Shai compared to, like, you know, let's say a Jalen Rose, that's really preference based. A lot of people are going to prefer to have the taller Jalen Rose. For me, I think with what SGA gives you offensively, I've got to have him higher. But again, it just goes to show it is all preference based. And although I think Shai is still really good, some people watching this probably aren't going to gas Shai as much as me. And that's okay, right? Everybody is entitled to their own opinions, even if they're wrong. At my number 2, we're plugging in Klay Thompson. Go and get Klay, right? I mean, 2 GOAT cards. You can get one today in Triple Threat Bark. You can go get Klay Thompson, who is going to be one of your best point guards in the game, right? And I know people are a lot of people that are supposedly dribble heads are like, well, Ty, Klay's dribble sigs aren't good. I know that. Trust me. Like, I know that Klay's dribble sigs are not great. I don't even think he has Francis, right? There are things about Klay that aren't perfect. But if you look at Klay, he's a 6'6" point guard with one of the best releases in the game. You know, and whenever I play against Klay, the card's extremely good. So who am I to sit here and hate on Klay? He passes the eye test. He passes the test for me not being a dribble head. For me, Klay Thompson is really good, coming in at my number 2. And like I said, all you do need is 2, you know, cards, 2 GOAT cards to go and get Klay, who is going to be absolutely incredible. Coming in as my number 1 best attainable point guard right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM, I've got Dr. J. And I know people are going to be like, Ty, like, that's just a cop-out number 1. But I'm here to tell you, like, if you've got Dr. J, I genuinely don't think you need another point guard or to you know, you get another point guard on this game. Dr. J, to me, is a really solid option for you guys. And if you can get your hands on Dr. J, you're probably going to like what the card gives you. Like, genuinely, I think he's so good. It's crazy, though, because Klay is so much easier to get than, like, Dr. J. Klay, again, you play a little king of the court, you grind a little bit of breakout, you grind your challenges out. Klay is so easy to get, while Dr. J, you've got to grind all season for. Yes, Dr. J is better, but it's honestly not by that much. That is going to wrap it up for our video today, breaking down our top 10 point guards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.